This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, and is adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as by law. Certain portions of it may be closed to the public for the purpose of personnel and/or other matters as outlined in the Sunshine Law. Decisions made and/or discussed in closed session will be made known to the public at a later date. All contracts awarded by Mayor and Council must comply with the affirmative action requirements. Fire exits are located in the direction I am pointing. In case of a fire, you will be notified by me via the public address system. If you are alerted for fire, please move in a very calm, orderly manner to the nearest smoke-free exit, or as directed by me over the public address system. Madam Clerk, could I please get a roll call?
Yes, sir. Councilwoman Story? Here. Councilman Kelly?
Here.
Councilman Omarasi?
Here.
Councilman Viola?
Here.
Councilman Petrosky?
Here.
Mayor Hopenson?
Here.
6 members present, Mayor.
Okay, can I please have a prayer and pledge of allegiance?
Eternal God, grant us thy help in all our duties and all our perplexities. We ask for thy guidance. Give us thy protection in all our dangers and all our sorrows. Grant us thy peace. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, are there any communications?
No, sir, none tonight.
Okay, certificates and proclamations. We got a certificate for Youth Art of the Month. Okay, whereas art education contributes powerful educational benefits to all elementary, middle, and secondary students, including the following. Whereas our national leaders are acknowledged necessary of including arts in all students' education. And whereas March is the official recognized as Youth Art Month, I endorse this Youth Art Month and encourage the support of quality of school and art programs for children and youth. Whereby I, as Carl Hopenson, Mayor of Roselle Park, do I hereby endorse March 15th as Youth Art Month. Very good. Thank you. Okay. Report of the departments. Karen Intel, Artisano, and also Newlywed. Oh, we should say here comes the bride. She will.
Good evening, everybody. I didn't expect to come on first, gee. My report is short. I always do this, and so I have to thank the residents and everybody that has donated to our food pantry. We've gotten so many non-perishable foods and monetary assistance, and it's a good thing because the holiday season is upon us again, the spring holidays, and we will be making food baskets. And since we did about 40 for Christmas, I'm thinking we'll have about 40 for the spring holidays. The Roselle Park High School will be having its cast party at the Cassano Community Center on Sunday, March 29th from 12:30 to 8 p.m. I have forwarded the Chief Financial Officer, Ken Blum, quotes for our fireworks program, and I believe there's a resolution on there tonight for that. I know that Leon is in the audience, and I don't want to take any of her thunder, so I'm just mentioning that there's a new exhibit at the center that she will give you details on, and a couple other things that are happening under her direction. We're going to have our St. Patrick's Day luncheon on Saturday, March 7th from 12 to 3 p.m. There'll be music, hot corned beef and cabbage buffet, and coffee with dessert, Irish dancing, and a 50-50. The price is $13 for adults, $11 for senior citizens, and $6 for children 10 years and under. Cruise and night car shows have been tentatively set for this season. Saturday, June 20th from 5 to 8 p.m. and Saturday, September 19th from 4 to 7 p.m. Rain date the following Saturdays, and DJ Hot Rod Mike will be doing the honors. He's the DJ from Galloping Hill Cruisers. And last thing I have to say is the Westfield Board of Health continues to send the nurse to the Cassano Center on the last Tuesday of every month to take blood pressure from 11:30 to 12. And that's my report.
Thank you. Anybody on council have any questions or things for Laura? No. What's the name now?
Mrs. Tears.
Mrs. Tears.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And the court report for January 2015. Okay, all matters of the information was forwarded to the council on your email. And Borough Clerk has reported. May I have a motion to approve the reports of departments? Oh, I thought you were gonna. Okay, all right, no, do it now, do it now.
Okay. Yes, Mayor, I have two things to report. I took bids for bulk waste, and there's a resolution on the agenda for two bulk pickups, one on June 25th, the east side, June 26th, the west side. The other will be October 15th on the east side and October 16th on the west side. The second report I have is I attended the committee meeting for New Jersey Transit renovations to the train station. The artist has been selected. His name is Kenneth Lee. And I brought pictures of the proposed renovations to the station. There's two sections on the staircases.
It's not working.
There's one picture of Thomas Edison and a letter that he actually wrote regarding Mr. Marconi. And the other one is a picture of Mr. Marconi where he actually wrote about Mr. Edison, both in regards to Roselle Park and the wireless and the light bulb issues that they were doing at that time. He also did a lot of research as far as the Aldine train station, Galloping Hill Road being used by Washington, and the last picture is the wireless communication section. That is what your three panels will look like that are on there now. This project should be completed within 18 months. So if anyone, I will be posting the pictures up tomorrow on the webpage. So if anyone does want to see them, they will be here in Borough Hall and they'll be on the Borough webpage for anyone to review if you'd like to see what is going, the renovations to the train station will look like. Thank you, Mayor. Oh, I also attended a meeting with the county for Seton Avenue renovations. And the county said they're very pleased with Roselle Park And they want Mr. Blum and I to do a presentation to the other municipalities in the county and show them how we can get the job done so quickly, and they appreciate it, and will look favorably on our application in response to our quick and accurate response.
Everything.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve the report of the departments.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve
Oh,
the
you give it
report.
to me for I have nothing to do with it. That's what you're
Second.
talking.
All in favor? Aye. This time, the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to come up, please give your name, address, and what's on your mind.
Leona Super, 22 East Westfield Avenue. There's a new exhibit at the Casano Community Center Art Gallery, and it's very interesting. It's photographs taken by a Roselle Park resident, Brenda Kalinawan. She did a pilgrimage to the Holy Land, and there are 15 photographs of the places she went. They're all the historic places that Jesus had traveled. And this exhibit will be on through April 17th, and you can come and meet her, and she can talk about her pilgrimage there on Wednesday, March 25th from 6 to 8 p.m. Now, last month we were supposed to start this Painting with Words poetry monthly event, and we got snowed out, rained out, whatever the heck it was. Well, it's going to happen again. Not the snow and the rain, hopefully. The poetry night this month at the Casano Community Center Art Gallery, and it's February 25th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. This month it will focus on writing poems about love, since this is the month of love. And attendees will also have an opportunity to read their poems, and it will be hosted by me.
What day of the week is that?
It's a Wednesday. And last, I am having a solo exhibit at the Art and Soul Galleries on Chestnut Street in Roselle Park. It's called Soulscapes, a 10-year retrospective. It runs through March 13th. There'll be a reception on February 28th, which is a Saturday, 2 to 4 p.m. And this exhibit is 12 of my digital works representing different series I've done over the last 10 years. And the Art and Soul Galleries is located on 128 Chestnut Street. Okay? That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Leon. And, oh, I'm sorry, anybody have any questions for? No. Anything? No? Anyone? Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jean Wands, and I live at 110 East Roselle Avenue. Mayor and Councilman, I have two questions, both around the same topic, kind of. I'm sorry?
Oh, thank you.
I have an article, which I'm a little bit later getting here than I had hoped to be, because I pulled it out of the paper on December 24th, but it has to do with officials blast proposed Pilgrim pipeline as dangerous. It was put in the Suburban by the Roselle Borough. And as I read this, I'm thinking, Roselle Park, we're right there. I've never heard anything about this. I'm not on Facebook, so I don't get a lot of the other information that does come that way. But I understand it is coming down to the west of us a bit. I don't know very much about it, but my concern is, one, the pipelines, but two, where we live, we have a very good view of the railroad as it passes with all its cargo. And there are, my husband has counted 100 plus tanker cars going through there. One day they'll go west, and then the next day they'll come east. How full, how what, we don't know. But in light of what is going on today with crude oil being transported and such like this, we were very concerned. So I wanted to come down tonight. One, I will gladly leave this article with you, and two, just to see if there's any knowledge that you have. I know the railroad is a difficult company to deal with. They have pretty much right of way. But It's a concern we have.
Yes, over the years, we've had problems with the railroad. There's times, with the tank cars, other, chemicals, we've asked numerous times, and I'm going back when I was a police officer back in the 70s and the 80s, and we're the government, won't let you know what we need, we need to know. So it's a tough call to get information out of them.
In all the years that we have been there, my husband, he watches it more than I do, but he has seen a crash cage around one car in all the years that we have lived here. We've been in our house over 50 years. So, and I know it's not been elevated that long, but we've been there. And I know they would probably say we have new cars, they're safe, etc., etc. However, there are some very big booms going around our country, and we're so populated. I don't know that we need some kind of a danger like that passing through our communities. Okay. Would you like this article?
Yes, please. I'm sorry, was it 2 questions?
Well, that was it. It was the pipeline one. It's the same topic. 2 questions.
Okay.
Pipeline one, plans 2.
All right, thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak, please come forward.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Council. Good to see you all. Joe DiOrio, 824 Larch Street, Roselle Park. I just like to thank you. If I could ask your indulgence, we do have the Cray family here for Resolution 7215. If we could move that now so that we can have our presentation vote at this time.
Sure.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
No problem. That's why we're trying to hurry it up to get here, but there, we can do that. All right, Madam Clerk, could you please read 7215?
7215 is supporting Assembly Bill A 1109, which seeks to implement stricter rules and regulations for organizations that house and care for individuals with developmental disabilities. And if you like, Mayor, I'll read the resolution in its entirety, or
Ms. Gray? You want us to read the whole resolution, or?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
This is resolution supporting Assembly Bill A 1109, which seeks to implement stricter rules and regulations for organizations that house and care for individuals with developmental disabilities. Whereas the implementation of Assembly Bill A 1109, also called Stephen Comino's Law, would improve protections for individuals with developmental disabilities by providing increased transparency of investigations conducted in connection with the allegation of abuse, neglect, or exploitation of individuals with developmental disabilities. Whereas Assembly Bill A 1109 was created to honor the memory of Stephen Cominos, an individual with developmental disabilities who died at the age of 22 while under the care of a private licensed facility for persons with developmental disabilities in Haddonfield, New Jersey. Whereas the adoption of Assembly Bill A 1109 provides for 6 bi-monthly unannounced site visits to be conducted in any facility that houses individuals with developmental disabilities, including but not limited to any public or private agency, organization, or institution providing care to the developmentally disabled. And whereas upon adoption of Assembly Bill A 1109, the Commission of Human Services or the Commissioner's designee is required to designate members of the public to serve as advocates for individuals with developmental disabilities, and staff members of the public to serve as advocates for individuals with developmental disabilities, and staff members from the Special Response Unit in the Department of Human Services to participate in the bi-monthly unannounced visits. A member of a law enforcement agency would also participate in the visits, which would be conducted to determine if the patient and residents of said organization are being subject to abuse, neglect, or exploitation by a caregiver. Whereas this bill also requires the commissioner or his or her designee to provide written notification to the guardian or an authorized family member of an individual with a developmental disability receiving services from the Division of Developmental Disabilities of any injury to the individual with a developmental disability as soon as possible, but no later than 1 hour after the occurrence of the injury. Whereas the State Developmental Center and any private licensed facility for individuals with developmental disabilities are to be biannually host an event in order to provide an opportunity for parents or guardians to share experiences about their family members in wards. Whereas Assembly Bill A 1109 also amends Public Law 210, C5, C30, 7:60-73 at sequence, which established the Central Registry of Offenders Against Individuals with Developmental Disabilities, Central Registry in DHS to prevent those caregivers who are identified as offenders against individuals with developmental disabilities from working with such individuals in the future. Whereas this bill further amends the current law to change from a disorderly persons offense to a fourth-degree crime, the failure of a case manager or supervisor to report an incident, and makes it a third degree rather than a fourth-degree crime if the unreported incident results in death. Whereas the confidentiality provisions of the Central Registry law would further be amended to permit records and reports of any investigation to be provided to a guardian or other person responsible for the welfare of an individual with a developmental disability. Whereas the adoption of Assembly Bill A 1109 is in the best interests of the Borough of Roselle Park, its residents, and their families, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Roselle Park that the Borough supports the adoption of A 1109, which would implement stricter rules and regulations for organizations and housing cares for individuals with developmental disabilities. Be it further resolved that we urge our state senator and our representatives in the General Assembly to join as co-sponsors of A 1109, and be it further resolved that copies of this resolution be forwarded to the Honorable Governor Chris Christie, our district representatives, and the New Jersey State League of Municipalities.
We'll give it a minute. When he comes back. Okay. We'll just continue on, and when he comes back, then we'll have things. Is that okay? Okay. Anybody else in the public portion?
Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, viewing audience, members of the council, Mr. Mayor Overton, good evening. Resolution 7915, approving amendment agreement between the Borough of Roselle Park and Mont Pasquale. Could somebody please explain what this amendment agreement is?
You want your answer now or later?
I'll take it now.
It will be discussed in closed session, and you'll have your answer when we come back. Due to the fact it's a contractual item and he hasn't been raised, we will discuss it in closed, and I will give you the outcome when we go back here.
Okay. 8115, resolution 8115, awarding contract to Suburban Disposal for bulk waste collection service in the amount of $46,000. Is that right? One or for many?
I yield to my borough clerk and my chief financial officer.
As I announced at the beginning of the meeting, that is for 2 pickups. The first pickup is June 25th on the east side, June 26th on the west side. The second pickup is October 15th on the east side and October 16th on the west side.
Because it didn't explain here. It is a pickup, not one pickup or 2 pickups, it's $46,000.
It's on your last page.
$46,000.
It's on the last page of your document.
Viewing audience, members of council, officers of mayor.
Thank you.
Soul Cares in 150 Pearl Street. A couple of things, maybe council would want to vote on the resolution.
Sorry.
There was no vote taken on the resolution, it was just read, but it wasn't voted.
Well, we're trying to...
Right, but never voted. It's all right, it's good. And I think my friend Mr. McGarry is a bit upset. He came to me that hearing assistance actually is not working. It does go on and off. When it's on, it gets very garbly. So he probably wasn't even hearing, if I can hear me now, when it was being discussed. So maybe that's why he was a bit agitated with. So I did, but I believe the technician is working on it. With regard to Ordinance 2433, it's actually not on this agenda. It was on the previous agenda. It's regarding the signs. So the first amendment that's been put in gives information as to the restrictions on signs that can be placed for fluttering, moving, or flashing. The second amendment says that all those signs are prohibited, except for waterbed buildings and municipal buildings. Maybe I read it wrong, but I know it's going to go before the Municipal Land Use Board. Maybe they could discuss that, because it looks like it's kind of contradicting itself. And I'm sorry, I didn't get the gentlewoman's name regarding the Pilgrim Pipeline, but a couple of information. It's actually not running. Mrs. Wants. My apologies. Mrs. Wants. It's actually not running in Roselle Park. It cuts off at Cranford and then moves down. But regardless of that, there are neighbors and, in being in close proximity. The concerned citizens are actually talking with the Sierra Club, so they can come and give a presentation to residents of Roselle Park.
It's still close by. If
It is,
something
it's-
goes wrong, wind,
Right.
directions of the wind, and, yeah, so...
So the concerned citizens are meeting with Sierra Club, and sometime this year there'll be a presentation by them at a concerned citizens meeting. And just the name of the artist, I didn't, the spelling of
Kenneth Leap,
Leap, L-E-E.
L-E-A-P.
And for the bulk pickup, that's going to be set, it's not going to be you may take it out later. It's going to be 2 pickups. Oh, Ronnie James deal. Okay. Okay. We're not, it's not, because in previous years it's been, okay, I'll get it off, thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor, just for a quick reference on that, that contract is for pickup, collection part, disposal will be a separate fee.
Okay, now we're back. Can I have a motion for resolution 7215?
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve Resolution 7215.
Second.
It's already been discussed. Roll call?
Councilwoman Story?
Yes.
Councilman Kelly?
Yes.
Councilman Omarasi?
Yes.
Councilman Miola?
Yes.
Councilman Petrosky?
Yes.
I vote in the affirmative, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. You guys want council, come on, everybody. This is a big thing. Anybody wants to sit? There you go, Bill. Why don't we, can you come this way, council? We can all get... This is everybody? There we go. Get everybody? Yep. Who's Councilman Kelly? No, because it was brought to your attention, so. The resolution, Councilman Story sent it. There's the official vote. So. Goes to the wall.
Just a little bit to your left. Right there.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, it's just me.
You can sign it. You can sign it. You can sign under me.
Oh, Billy, you can sign.
Yeah, Billy?
He has had a print. After Billy, print the name Billy.
Not a birthday card.
I'll fill in the vote now when you're done. I'll fill the vote in.
Oh, you could. Okay, thank you.
Very good. Ron, yeah? You guys want to sign? You wanna sign? Congratulations, Billy.
What do you think? Thank you, Mayor.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
No, I'm just.
Thank you for coming, Billy.
First of all,
That's right.
First of all, I would like to thank Mayor and Council of Roselle Park tonight for adopting and supporting Stephen Camino's bill, A1109. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about why this bill was created. This bill was designated as Stephen Camino's Law to honor the memory of Stephen, an individual with developmental disabilities who died at the age of 22 while under the care of Bancroft Neuro Health in Hatfield, New Jersey, a private licensed facility for persons with developmental disabilities. Stephen was a non-verbal young man who was very sociable and suffered many substantiated incidents of abuse and neglect by caregivers. Tragically, the last incident resulted in death. The bill intended to encourage caregivers, supervisors, and managers of facilities, as well as appropriate funding, licensing, regulatory, and law enforcement agencies to protect individuals with developmental disabilities and providing for more transparency in incident reporting, investigations, and reporting incidences in a more of a timely manner and an environment that does not tolerate abuse, neglect, and exploitation of individuals with developmental disabilities. I have here tonight Eileen Rivera. We represent the Families Alliance to Stop Abuse and Neglect, and I'd like Eileen to say, Eileen.
Good evening, my name is Eileen Rivera. I'm from Wayne, New Jersey. I want to thank all the council members, the mayor, the residents of Roselle Park, Roselle Park, I'm sorry, Roselle Park, and the town of yes, and the township of Wayne, the township of Roselle Park, I'm sorry. This bill means a lot to us. Martha and I have been advocating heavily for many years to protect all developmentally disabled citizens here in New Jersey. They are vulnerable and they need us as a society to protect them and to be a voice for them. So again, we just want to say thank you to everybody. This bill means a lot, and the purpose of this bill is to protect this population and to hold abusers and their supervisors accountable. Thank you so much again.
He's trained, he's a husband. No problem. I'm glad you brought Councilman Kelly's attention. Councilman Kelly brought it to us. And our borough clerk is bringing it throughout the whole county.
Okay.
To all the other municipalities, so hopefully we can get it.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Billy reported to be sooner.
There you go, Bill. There you go. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
I'd like to he's the one that got me involved with advocating. I mean, this is his fault. He started with that.
The only thing that I want to sort of not only congratulate all the work that families have done for their sons and daughters and loved ones, but Since the inception of the Families to Stop Neglect and Abuse, there is an organization out there. So the point is, if you know someone that's going through this process, that has difficulty with dealing with the institutions, the state of New Jersey, it's not always easy to deal with the advocacy organizations that raise a lot of money, that also at the same time donate to the legislators that put these laws in place. This is a grassroots group of people. They're not lobbyists. They're not paid. They're individuals that have suffered through these situations. And I can remember the days when Martha and I would be on the phone talking when I worked for the Assemblyman, and I said to her, Martha, you have to do something, you have to do something, you have to come to the forefront. And families are literally scared. They're afraid of retribution, they're afraid of what could possibly happen. They're afraid that the state of New Jersey won't allow their son or daughter to be in a facility because they've spoken out. But the tables have turned, and these moms and dads have gotten involved, and they've been outspoken, and they've been able to get significant legislation passed. In order to do that, they need more people to help. So if the viewing audience is listening, if the media makes note of this, that there is an organization out there that can advocate for you, that can help you through the process, but at the same time that you can join and be a part of the advocacy for people that can't speak for themselves. Thanks.
Thank you. Again, I'd like to thank the Craig family, Mayor Joe Iorio for bringing this up. We will continue on our end.
Okay.
Keep the word going out.
Good job.
So, thank you. Mr. Corson, did you want to finish up your public portion?
I'm good, thank you.
Tom, you're good?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else wishing to come up to speak? I'm sorry, can I make a motion to go back into public? Since we went back out to resolution, or we okay?
Seeing no one else, I would like to make a motion to close the public portion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes to be approved, pending any corrections. The regular meeting of February 5th, 2015. And a motion for bills and payrolls not to be read. A motion for bills to be passed for payment. Minutes.
All right, Mayor, I would like to make a motion that minutes be approved pending any corrections.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion that bills and payrolls be not read and passed for payment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance for second readings. Councilwoman Story.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2435 be open.
Second.
Madam Clerk, would you read it just by title, please?
An ordinance amending ordinance 2364, fixing the salaries of the Department of Public Works employees of the Borough of Roselle Park in the County of Union, State of New Jersey, for the years 2015, 16, 17, 18, and 19.
Repeat it. I would like to make a motion that the public hearing on ordinance number 2435 be open.
Second.
Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come up, your name and address, please.
Saul Kearson, 150 Berlin Street. With regard to the position listing in the ordinance, There are 9 positions. Are those 9 positions presently filled?
No. Oh, no.
There are positions presently not filled.
So just, I guess here's my question. For this year, are these salaries, even though they're not filled, included in the budget?
Yeah.
So I'll take anyone at random. I'll take widget position, just so I don't name anything. That isn't filled this year. It isn't filled next year. It's not put on next year's budget. It's filled in 2017. It's put on that budget. Is that correct? That, if that position is filled.
If that position becomes filled in 2017, then it goes in the budget.
Does that widget position begin at 2017's rate, or does it begin at 2015's rate?
2017 rate.
Okay. So this increases regardless of whether the position is filled or not. Does that legally need to be done per contract?
It's a union contract. This is part of the union contract.
Because I'm just wondering how this affects a budget. So if 5 of these positions aren't filled, that's not included in the budget. As with the budget workshop, we see that that actually lowers the responsibility of taxes.
If we do not have a position filled and there is no request to fill that position, we do not budget any money for that position.
So then my other question, and please tell me if I'm not in line with the ordinance. If overtime becomes such a number that it equals a salary, is a decision then made to fill that position, or do you have to wait for a request from that department? This might, again, if this is not, I don't want to violate any kind of, if this is not part of the ordinance, please just let me know. But I'm kind of wondering, because it does discuss salaries, and these are base salaries, not based on any overtime or...
Well, overtime is only paid when it's after hours or before hours.
Correct.
So if the suggestion would be, is would you fill another position to help alleviate overtime? Overtime is still going to be there because the contract sets the hours of work. The work day is 7 to 3:30. So anything that happens before 7 or after 3:30, somebody's called in on overtime.
But realistically speaking, suppose something needed to be done, and 2 people could do it during working hours, but because for whatever reason, some person stays late a half hour, an hour, once a week, that kind of builds up. And again, I'm asking because it's a contract. Does council wait for a recommendation? Is there a review by council or by the liaison to whatever department? Again, it's this department because it's this ordinance. At what point does the governing body review and go, maybe we should kind of see if we get another position in here, or do you wait for the department to say, hey, we need another person?
Overtime is reviewed every payroll.
Thank you.
Okay, there's an overtime report.
And is it a
It's kind of a little bit away from this ordinance, but there is an overtime report
at another date?
issued every payroll.
So, in line fully with this, not all these positions are filled. Realistically, should all these positions be filled? Or is it because due to the lack of work for a position, like if we had no trees, there would be no need for a bucket operator? So it's dependent upon the services needed by the borough. Thank you very much.
Anyone else who wishes to come up and speak on the ordinance? On the ordinance only.
Jacob Miguel, 612 Sheridan Avenue, Roselle Park. Ladies and gentlemen, the ordinance, viewing ordinance, members of council, Mr. Mayor Okerson, good evening. How many actual people do we have employed at the DPW, excluding the superintendent and assistant to the superintendent. Answer that question, please.
I believe excluding the super and the assistant, I believe there's 8 off the top of my head.
How many?
8.
8? Does that include the secretary?
No.
That's a separate entity.
She's separate. So you have 8. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak on the ordinance and ordinance only, please?
Okay, seeing no one, Mayor, I would like to make a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance number 2435.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion that ordinance number 2435 be adopted on second reading and advertised as prescribed by law.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Story?
Yes.
Councilman Kelly?
Yes.
Councilman Alvarasi?
Yes.
Councilman Miola?
Yes.
And Councilman Petrarca?
Yes.
5 votes in the affirmative, Mayor.
Okay.
All matters that are listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by council and will be approved by a motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a matter of the governing body so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda as part of the general orders. I think we should continue with the policy that we've had so far. Make a motion that we pull them all, and we can just go right down the list. I have,
Maybe 7215?
well, 72, yeah, well, yeah, we can do that. Okay, we did 72. 7215 was the signing of the bill. That one's already done. Madam Clerk, 7315, please.
Authorizing the treasurer to issue a check in the amount of $250 for a veteran's deduction for the year 2015 on Block 423, Lot 4.
Any questions, any answers, any comments? No? All in favor? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you get a motion for 7315?
Mayor, I move that we approve Resolution 7315.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Madam Clerk, 7415, please.
7415 is accepting the resignation of Carol Graves from the position of clerk for the Municipal Land Use Board as well as the construction office.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve Resolution 74-15.
Second.
Any questions, discussions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
75-15, please.
Accepting the retirement of Karen Entile from the position of administrative assistant.
I'd like to say something.
Make a motion.
Oh. First? Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve Resolution 7515.
Second.
Comments?
Comments, all right. I'm sorry Karen isn't here. I just wanted to say that Karen is going to be so missed, that she has done such a fabulous job at the Casano Center that I'm wishing her all the best. She's a new life, a new bride. I'm sure everything is going to be wonderful, but she has been such a part of the Casano Center, such a part of Roselle Park. She's going to be really sorely, sorely missed, and I just really wish her the best.
I do agree. Anybody else, any comments?
I was going to say it's almost to be exactly so. I'm just going to wish her luck in everything she does from this point forward. Good luck.
I've known Karen for a good many years. She's been there, like you said, Maybe the reason why she's not here, she's a newlywed. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Madam Clerk, 7615, please.
Is approving the participation in the Safe and Secure Community Program.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve Resolution 7615.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussions, comments? Okay, Madam Clerk?
77 is recognizing the Music Workshop LLC.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve Resolution 7715.
Second.
Okay, any discussions or comments? I have one. I've known the member, the owner, John Signorello, for a long time. Whereas since he's opened the music shop, he's educated over 2,000 students. Many of them have them being the youth of Roselle Park. Many of his students have become music educators and professional musicians. John Signorello, through the Music Workshop, has done many community charity drives, including clothing, toys, turkeys, collections. Whereas due to the other professional opportunities in Las Vegas, John Signorello relocated in the music shop after 8 years. Whereas it be resolved, the mayor and council of Roselle Park wishes to recognize the Music Shop LLC, its owner John Signorello, and his father, the late Anthony Signorello, with the resolution dated Thursday, February 19, 2015, for its and their long-term dedication to music education for the youth of Roselle Park and surrounding areas. And he'll be adopted today. So congratulations to John. Sorry to see you go, but again, another true partner. So thank you, John. You're out there, TV land. We'll get this to you. Okay. Madam Clerk, 7815, please.
Join item here.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. All in favor of 7715?
Aye.
Okay, Madam Clerk, 7815.
Is authorizing the treasurer to issue checks totaling $1,844.80 payable to municipal lien holders on 2 properties for redemption of tax sale certificates and checks totaling $2,400 from the tax collector's premium account.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve Resolution 78-15.
Second.
Any questions, any discussions? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, 7915 was brought up earlier in the meeting. At this time, it'll be pulled. It'll be discussed in closed session. And with the findings will be discussed when we go back into open. So just bear with us a few minutes. Madam Clerk, 80-15, please.
Is appointing Donna Corrigan to the position of temporary clerk for the Municipal Land Use Board.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve Resolution 80-15.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Just to let the people know, since we accepted the resignation on 7415, part of the borough's policy on any municipal land use board, we have to have a full-time borough employee as a member. The secretary. So she's filling in until we find a position, for later dates. So thank you, Donna, for stepping up. All in favor?
Aye.
Madam Clerk, 8115.
Is awarding a contract to Suburban Disposal for the bulk waste collection service in the amount of $46,000.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve Resolution 81-15.
Second.
Okay, any comments or discussion? Apparently I'm the only one talking tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank our borough clerk, our chief financial officer. This will be the first time in 6 years you're getting not one but 2 bulks. We were trying to anticipate from last year price of bringing the trucks in was X amount of dollars, so we kind of figured we had like about another $2,000 onto it. But when the bids were opened, it was over $5,000 difference for each bulk. So what we had to do was we called the company to find out why such an increase, and last year they were able to go to Elizabeth, but since that dump is now closed, they have to drive all the way to Kearney and it means extra trucks, man hours, so that's the reason why the increase. And I personally would like to thank our finance chair and our chief financial officer, because that extra money still brought us below $100 this year. So I commend everybody for doing that. And you're not getting one, but you're getting two. So that was that. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Madam Clerk, 8215.
Is awarding a contract to D&M Fireworks LLC in the amount of $10,800 for 3rd of July fireworks.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve Resolution 8215.
Second.
Any questions or comments? I guess it's the loudmouth me. Again, this is the same company we used last year. We had to get him, and we had to get it done earlier because we wanted to lock him in for the price and the time. Because as you know, the longer we wait, the dates get taken up. Again, my chief financial officer, Karen Hintai, will be sending out letters asking for donations. We're about $3,100 short this year. So if anybody wants to contribute, contact Karen or my chief financial officer. And we'll see you on July 3rd, barring any weather complications. Hopefully the snow will be gone. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So, I guess we approve that. Okay. Okay, resolution approved consent agenda. Okay, I'm gonna skip mine to last. Report of recommendation of mayor. I'm gonna do a report of standing committees and other mayor, and I'm gonna start with 4th Ward, but I'm not gonna forget about you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start my report with actually Karen and Kyle. Karen, I know Karen before I became a councilman. I used to live on Chestnut Street in the apartment building, actually. And Karen, she did a wonderful job all these years. She's been great to the town of Roselle Park. She's also wonderful, did a great job. I'd like to mention in the Memorial Day parade last year, she put this up, and she did a wonderful job. Karen, I'd like to wish you good luck. Second, I'd like to thank the fire department for inviting me and my wife for the annual dinners. It was such a great event. I also like to remind our residents to receive the re-evaluation letter. That public meeting has been scheduled on Thursday, February 26th at 7 p.m. here at Bar Hall. Tax assessor representative from the realty company will be here to answer any question that you may have, so remember this day. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Story.
Okay. First of all, I too would like to thank the fire department for inviting my husband and myself to the dinner dance. It was a lot of fun. Food was great. Great people. What more do you want? Let's see. The Library Board of Trustees meeting was last night. I think that the board is really coming together and is looking to make some changes and really bring things together at the library, and I'm very optimistic about the future for it. Let's see, I'd like to thank the borough clerk for arranging for an ethics session for us tonight, for mayor and council. It was extremely informative, very useful, and I know that she's going to be arranging future sessions, and I think that this is a great thing and really useful for us when you get down to a lot of things with social media, so on and so forth. There can be a lot of gray areas, and this is helpful and for us to identify what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing, and so on and so forth. So that was terrific. Coming up, and this is going out a little bit, but I would like to mention that on March 31st, the Friends of the Library is sponsoring an art show, so to speak. It's photographs from a safari in Africa, a slideshow, prints, the whole thing, and I think that people are going to really find it amazing. Some of the pictures are just
just absolutely amazing. And the photographer is Michael Peterson from right here in Roselle Park. Michael Peterson and his husband Ed have been to 52 countries, and I've been trying to figure out if I can list 52 countries, let alone having gone to them. Let's see, also looking at the library, on the 28th, Saturday, is the Dr. Seuss Read Across America party, starting at 11 o'clock, and the Friends of the Library is supplying refreshments for that, so please be there. It's a lot of fun every year. I think everyone enjoys that. Let's see. On March 2nd, Monday night, is the Historical Society meeting, 7 p.m. at the museum. And I know another thing that's been on a lot of people's minds, on the 26th, we will be having a meeting on the revaluation right here. All your questions can be answered because you will be getting the answers from the people who are doing the reval, which is, no rumors, no second guessing. You can ask and you'll be answered. So I really, really encourage people to come. There will be subsequent meetings if you can't make that. But please, do try to make at least one of the meetings. Please don't panic or be worried before you can get answers to your questions. And as we mentioned on the budget, the budget that we're looking at, we have kept the increase under $100, and I think that people will be happy seeing that we will have some extended services, such as a second bulb, which I know just from walking around the second ward when I was second ward council and the town at large, people want that second bulb, and we have managed to squeeze it in. So I'm very, very happy about that, and I think everyone will be pleased. And that's about all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. First Ward. How you doing?
Thank you for not forgetting.
I wrote it down.
I really can't add anything to what I've heard so far. It was a pleasure to attend the Firemen's yearly award dinner. My wife didn't stop dancing all night. She still didn't get me out there. We had 2 budget meetings, and we accomplished what I remember in a short period of time that I've been in Roselle Park. People were telling me budget meetings went on 5, 6, 10 times just to get it done. We got it done in 2. We worked together, as Mr. Blum said, Ken. We sharpened the pencils, dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's, got it all done in 2 meetings. I was very happy with that. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it. We went to also on February 7th, going backwards, we went to a League of Municipalities school about just about everything they threw at you, which was a week's worth of stuff in one afternoon. There's a lot to take in, but I expect we'll have a few more of those so I can absorb a little bit at a time. I attended the library reading group last night. I was just in the background. So this is my first one, but I think I'll be attending a lot more of them because it's very interesting. The library could use some more friends of the library. I am not a member, but I intend to join, and I would ask more members of this community to join as well. It's not a lot of money, but it counts. It shows that you are part of the community. And what more can you do to be a part of the community than be a part of the library? And last but not least, I would like to talk to the residents of the first ward, and this could be any ward. Know your neighbors, being that the weather is so cold, and since the last meeting we've had I don't know how many snowstorms, a lot of ice. People, when I grew up, we knew our neighbors. I knew the old people across the street, knocked on the door, how you doing? What's going on? Are you cold? Is the heat working? Know your neighbors, ask they'll be pleasantly surprised to hear that people care about them. Knock on the door, call them up, wave at them, and make sure they're okay. It's a good thing to do. Not just for the first ward. Although I speak for the first ward, it's good for the whole town. And that will conclude my report.
Thank you, sir. Second ward.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to first commend the DPW for a great job they've been doing with the snowstorms and the ice. I got very many compliments from them. I also went to the training with the League of Municipalities and found it very interesting. At night, also, I attended the fire department and had a great time. Their dance, very good time. I attended the 2 budget meetings on February 11th and the 18th. Just a reminder, like Stormine and Gino said about the revow on February 26th, 2015. The Roselle Park Youth Baseball is sign-up time. Forms could be available online at rpybl.org. There's the 2 pages to the form. You can mail it in at P.O. Box 94, Roselle Park, New Jersey, 07204. The league recommends that you do show up in person and do an in-person sign-up, because at the same time you can have your child's measurements for their uniforms to make sure that it fits good this year. They will have samples at the field. The in-person sign-up dates are Thursday, February 19th, Tuesday, February 24th, Friday, February 27th, Tuesday, March 3rd, and they are all at 6 to 8 at the field house. Saturday, March 7th from 10 to 1 at the field house. And Saturday, March 7th is the final day. Please, let's, if everyone could sign up on time, it would make the league go much smoother. We can have the draft on time, because usually when the numbers are low, we have to wait and postpone the draft. The quicker we can get the teams picked, we can go on with the season, and the teams could start practicing. Open day is targeted for April 18th. The time is will be announced. Okay. Any questions about sign-ups can be directed to the Vice President of Registration and Chairman Tracy Scott. Her email address is tracyscott@225@comcast.net. Her phone number, 908-875-9222. Sponsors. This year they're trying something new, first come, first served. Contact me, and I can be reached at 908-313-8558. And again, I'm hoping Mayor and Council will take a sign like they did in previous years. I can be reached at J. Petrosky at rosellepark.net or at 908-666-7821. Recreation, basketball is starting. Indoor soccer started February 1st, and everything's going well. And wrestling has started the last couple months, and that's going well. And that concludes my report, Mayor.
Good job. A lot of information. Thank you, kind sir. Third Ward Councilman.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to thank the Cray family, Martha, Stu, Billy, for coming out this evening. A few weeks back, Martha reached out to me and asked if I could bring it to Mayor and Council about supporting Assembly Bill 1109, and without hesitation, Mayor and Council not only said, let's support it, let's bring them in. And it seems small, but it really does send a message to Trenton that this is important to the residents of Roselle Park. And Martha and her friends, her family, associates, colleagues who are actively working to make this a reality, to make this bill a reality. The work they're doing on the ground is truly appreciated, and I'm glad we're able to support it. And you're seeing multiple towns in the past few months and on deck in the next coming months here to also support Assembly Bill 1109. And another thing here, I just wanted to think out loud for a second and share something. I was thinking about it with the budget workshops we've been having. And I do agree with Eugene, because I was here last year. They seemed to operate extremely efficiently this year, pretty smoothly. And we did add services while coming in under that $100 per household valued at $65,000. And let me preface it with saying the CFO, the Finance Committee, Mayor and Council, their work with this year's budget, no matter what way you slice it, it's an enormous task, especially in Roselle Park. And all things considered, with the budget constructed as it is, I'm content. But there's an idea I had that I thought would really bring some value to the borough, and please forgive me if it sounds elementary, but I propose that every meeting, every member of Mayor and Council bring at least one idea, one bullet point, something that can save tax dollars in town, whether it be a budget cut, an idea to bring revenue into the town, bring it to the table, and let's just have an honest conversation about it. And this isn't to say that doesn't already occur, because it does, but we must stay vigilant, especially with something as important as the budget and the reason why the taxpayers vote us up here. And I just want to come to every meeting with an idea on how to either make a cut or increase revenue, and I want your feedback. If it's a dumb idea, please tell me. If someone comes forward with something good, I'm going to help support them. It's something simple and fundamental. I do think it could help facilitate a conversation to help save some tax dollars, or at the very least, get some ideas on the table, especially so early in the year for next year. And we are in a unique situation with this administration where I feel as though we could actively bounce ideas off each other's head and genuinely seek to implement them. And maybe some of the ideas can be coordinating shared services with the Board of Education, or analyzing overtime for borough employees is another good one. And I'm not proposing slashing the budget everywhere, proposing layoffs or eliminating departments. I'm just proposing every meeting, everybody come forth with one idea to either bring in more dollars or save more dollars. And I just think it'd be something good. I think even when I was replaying in my head, when I wrote it down, when I said I'm going to bring it to tonight's meeting, and even as I'm saying it out loud, I'm kind of cringing at how elementary and immature and naive it sounds, just something so small, but I do think at the very least it could help facilitate some sort of conversation well in advance for next year. But that would conclude my report, Mayor.
I thank you. Just to,
Mayor, I forgot one thing.
go ahead, sir.
Okay, sorry. One of my residents gave me a call, and to all residents of the second ward and also residents of Roselle Park, do not let anyone in your home, even if they say they're from the gas company or water company or PSE&G, unless you call them, or if you were notified by the Roselle Park Police Department. Please call the Roselle Park Police Department right away if this happens to you. Okay, thank you, Mayor.
Good information. Just to get back to Councilman Kelly's comments about the budget, I can remember when I came on in 2009, we used to sit, I think, through 10, 11, 12 budget meetings, and we started out with the League of Municipality magazine that went to each council member was, I think, about $75 it cost the borough, so we cut it down to $1. So that was like a savings of $60. You know, 60 here, 20 there, 100 there. You know, it could, be used for something else. Put it towards fireworks. I'm just saying. So it's a thing, and we've heard the terminology we've used up on this council before, thinking outside the box. Good suggestion. Again, you know what they tell you in school, there's no such thing as a stupid question. You know? I know our chief financial officer sharpens the pencil, but hey, maybe we can, get him a pencil and an eraser. So good thinking.
Thank you, Mayor. But I apologize.
No, so you don't have to apologize.
I was just going to say, next meeting I'll have at least one idea.
Okay.
I'll come with one idea.
Hey.
I just wanted to say, for everyone who has commented on the fact that we had fewer meetings than we might have had in the past, that really the credit goes to our CFO, Ken Bloom, who has done just tremendous work on this budget, tremendous endless work on getting this budget in shape. And, he really deserves a tremendous amount of credit, and I hope everybody appreciates that.
We do. Okay. At this time, you've heard a lot of the stuff already, but back on Friday, February the 6th, I had the honor of going over to Galway to be there with the swearing in of the mayor of Galway. I know him personally. He did offer his experience, his knowledge, and anything that we might need here in Roselle Park. So I will be reaching out to him as I did with the new mayor of Linden. So it was a very nice meeting, and hopefully we will be discussing that. You've heard that we attend the League of Municipalities School for newly elected officials. It goes on every year. It was all day up on Saturday up in Rutherford. The information is mind-boggling. There's little things that you don't really think of until today. And thank Madam Clerk, Doreen Calley, for bringing in Joanne from the county. She teaches ethics at Rutgers University, and she just touched 45 minutes, and it can go on for weeks. So she did give us a online course that we can take for a company out in California. So it's a big difference when you sit on this side of the fence and on that side of the fence. The ethics are just, oh. As she says, if you don't want your mother to read it in the paper, don't do it. So that was one of the things that we learned both up at school and today. You've heard everybody on council congratulate the fire, thank you the fire department for allowing us to attend their annual dinner. There was a lot of great awards given out that night, 10-year, 15, 40-year pins. Some members were recognized, so hopefully Fire Commission will be bringing them in on March 19th. So I hope a lot of people, come to see the awards, and congratulations, because as you know, they're there for us, and they save us to help this budget come in the way it is. You heard about the 2 budget meetings. Yes, we don't go to a zero budget and take every line item, because basically we know last year we spent $25,000 in gasoline, so we know kind of basically we can do a plus or minus. So we do not do a zero budget every year, but we do know that we monitor and we follow, and we're looking outside, like Councilman Kelly said, we're looking for co-op deals, other towns. So if we can go out and do these with things, it's going to save us money down the long run. $10 here is $10 there. This Saturday, February 21st, the Church of the Assumption, my brother Knights of Columbus are doing a fish, and they're going to add chicken this year, but a fish fry for Lent. So you can get tickets up at the church and that. You've heard a couple of us talk about Thursday, February 26th, 7 p.m., council chambers. We'll have a representative from the reval company here to answer questions. And I just want to personally put out there that, again, this has been talked about for over 4 years. We brought it up at numerous council meetings. We talked about it. We voted on it. It was a 6-0 vote because the rumor mongers that are out there on their Facebook pages and their tweets and everything else are starting to get everybody all upset. And as I told you from day one, only one of 3 things are going to happen. You're going to go up, you're going to go down, you're going to stay the same. There's a lot of questions that were asked in the last few years to me, and I said I can't answer them because I don't have the answer. I had 10 kitchen cabinets, I took them down, they were old metal, and I poured up wood. These are all questions that you will be asked. The gentleman that will be here will be here. It will also be televised, and if concerned citizens wants to come, or our Roselle Park News, and to videotape it, please. Information is the most important thing that somebody can get, and I'm asking you, please, don't listen to the rumor mongers that are out there just stirring up everything because they know everything. They don't. Please, come to the meetings. There's going to be one of 3. We are scheduled at night, and everybody can come home after work. We try to come home and get dinner. Yes, there will be coffee. Yes, there might be munchkins. So, please, it is a very important thing. And as Councilman Kelly said, about the budget. Come with one idea. The former Mayor Joe McCarty brought it up 4 years ago. Folks, $666,000 we have lost. We have lost. We don't get that back. And if this continues, you're going to lose. We had 10 DPW workers, they might be going. Cops might be going. Services might be cut. You have to make that money up somehow. This is the way we do it. I went to that League of Municipality meetings. There are towns throughout the state of New Jersey that do it quarterly. Quarterly. Within a year, they divide the town into 4 sections and they do it quarterly. And the one town that had an amazing tax appeal last year, $4,000 they gave out in tax appeals. And we're giving out 135, 140. Okay? We can't keep doing it. So when people come and ask, please come to the meeting and ask the questions. Because once you are, like Cy Sim says, an educated consumer is the best. Once you get it, you're the homeowner, you will get the answers from the professionals who will be doing it. They will be licensed. We've already had communications. We've already sat down with the chief of police and the police department, our borough clerk. He will have ID cards. I am asking my council members, if there's a person that's in your ward that calls up and says, hey, drive there and say, yes, that is the person. We will have a complete list. We will have a complete photo album of the individuals that will be coming to do the revow. And one of the things is, yes, folks, you do not have to allow them in your house. But I strongly suggest you do because they're going to itemize. Okay? So, I've been on my high horse about this. I'm trying to do what's best to keep the money from going out, to make everybody on the same playing field. Everybody on the same playing field. And basically, your taxes are going to go up, your taxes are going to go down, or your taxes are going to remain the same. You've heard us say it to me for 4 years, and I will continue to say it. So enough on my high horse about the revow. Please, come to the meeting. We also have them set up for a weekend for the people that work during the week.
Mayor?
Yes.
If I could just add something. The other thing that the people need to remember is that when there is a tax appeal, if we lose the tax appeal, the money that we lose, we're still losing the money that we still have to give the money to the Board of Education and to the county.
Yes.
So we're kind of getting hit by a double whammy. So that's why it is so important that we make sure that everybody is paying a fair amount, not more than you should be, not less than you should be. If your neighbor has, sometimes somebody will come to me and say, oh, there's a house around the corner from me and I know that he's done this and that and the other. Well, then this is when everything will catch up and everything will be a fair assessment. And this is an assessment. It's not a change in taxes. It's an assessment. But the biggest part of the problem is that we still have to give the money to the Board of Education and to the county, which is, you folks know from looking at the analysis on your tax bill, is the majority of your taxes. So that is a big part of the reason why this is so important, because we get hit twice.
Yes.
You get hit twice, I should say.
We all get hit. We all get hit. And of course, last but not least, my dogs and cats. Out of 734 dogs, only 523 have been registered as of today. Out of 158 cats, only 135 have been licensed today. Please be advised. Summonses will be issued the week of March 9th. I will repeat that. Please be advised that summonses will be issued the week of March 9th for any 2015 unlicensed pets that were licensed in the borough during the year 2014 that have not been contacted this office regarding renewal or status. What I'm trying to say is also, is if you had a pet last year, the pet died, you got rid of it, it ran away, please call us. We have to take it out of the system. If it's not out of the system, and you don't come in thinking, well, it ran away, it passed away, or it gave it away, you're still going to get violation because it's in our records. And then please, I've said it for 6 years, if you have a problem with finances, if you have a problem, please contact me, and I will do my best to try to solve the problem with that. And I think I am done. So,
Mayor, I'm sorry, can I add one more thing?
go ahead.
Because you mentioned cats and dogs. It seems like this goes in sort of a roller coaster thing, but the complaints about people not cleaning up again after their animals, or not taking the poo home, putting it in other people's garbage in the bottom of people's cans after garbage has just been collected. So come on, folks, if you have a dog, you have to be responsible for it. You have to clean up. There is no poo fairy. No one is going to come and clean up for you. You have to clean up, and I will also add, we do have a leash law in this town, and this is another problem which seems to be coming up again. So please, keep your dog on your leash, clean up after your dog, put it in your own garbage. So I would appreciate everyone doing that, because the complaints are escalating again. It seems like we go up and down with them, and they're up currently. So I'm just encouraging everyone to do the right thing.
While we're still on the dogs and cats, to the owners of the dogs and the cats that are walking the bike path from Chestnut Street to Galloping Hill Road along the railroad tracks, please, have them on a leash. Because if you don't, you just might see a police officer walking up and handing you summons. Okay? So fair warning, all right? Even if the dog is so meek and mild and trained, you still have to be on a leash and just be responsible, you know. So, okay. I'm going to refer to my chief financial officer. Got anything?
Just as been stated already, the revow meeting will be Thursday, February 26th, 7 p.m. here. We will be introducing our municipal budget at the March 5th meeting. As was mentioned, for average house assessed at $65,000, we are at a $99.45 tax increase. And our next budget meeting will be on March the 12th at 6:30 p.m. upstairs in the conference room, and we will start discussing capital.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, do you have anything? Okay, very good. Mr. Huxford, my borough attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, I have 4 matters for closed session. Ongoing litigation, Sacred Heart Church, Mr. D'Agostino versus Borough of Roselle Park. Possible litigation, Goschel, Roselle Park. One that's really the CFO's matter, it's on possible litigation with the CID. And possible litigation, Dr. Love versus the Borough of Roselle.
And also we have ordinance, resolution 7915. And that's the approving the agreement between the Borough of Roselle Park and the superintendent. Okay? So that's 5 items.
5 altogether, Mayor, yes, sir.
5 items. Okay, whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of Roselle Park wish to discuss matters which are described in the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Act Sunshine. Oh! Yeah. Okay. Okay. At this time, I'd like to appoint John Acosta, the Roselle Park Fire Department, effective immediately, to the Lorraine Hose Company. And I'd also like to appoint Keith Hyman as a member of the Technology Subcommittee. Okay. All right. Whereas the mayor and council of Borough of Roselle Park wish to discuss matters which are described in the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Act Sunshine Law. And whereas the general nature of the subject are to be discussed, 5 items. Whereas the time, the circumstances under the terms discussed in closed session will be discussed at public at a future time. Now, be it resolved, the mayor and council of Borough Roselle Park adjourn the open portion of this meeting and open the closed portion of the meeting to discuss the above items. Do I have a motion?
Mayor, I so move.
Second. Second. All in favor? Aye. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we're in closed session. Madam.
I'm
May I
sorry.
have a motion, please go back.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to go back into open session.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're now back in open session. As you know, there was 5 items that was discussed and closed. I will let my borough attorney discuss 1 through 4, which was which we did not come upon any agreement. I will just refresh what they were.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. The 4 matters that were discussed and closed, but no resolution, were possible litigation involving Sacred Heart Church, Mr. D'Agostino, possible litigation involving Mr. Goschel, Borough Roselle Park, possible litigation with the city, and possible litigation with Councilman Yakova for the Borough Roselle Park.
Those 4 matters were discussed and closed. Since they are ongoing legal matters, at this time, nothing came about. The 5th item was, as we mentioned earlier in the meeting, Resolution 7915. 7915, approving the amended agreement between the Borough of Roselle Park and Mark Pasquale. Can I get a motion to discuss it? Do the motion first. Okay.
Mayor, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 79-15.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Comment. When the process was being done, and when we met with the superintendent, the newly elected superintendent, the original contract that was drawn up and sent out to mayor and council just prior to the last meeting, there was a few mistakes in it. What happened was I notified our new borough legal attorney, labor attorney, and asked him to correct the items that needed to be corrected and have it back to me.
You're trying to
That's weird. Wow. It's a ghost of somebody. As I was saying, there was a few mistakes in the contract that was sent out to mayor and council prior to the meeting that night. I contacted the labor attorney. The labor attorney, I told him what the corrections were to be. The corrections had to be back on my desk no later than Monday. That Monday before the council meeting. The labor attorney did not get back to me until late Thursday afternoon. I ran off copies. I gave them to mayor and council prior to the meeting that night. So we're just clarifying to make sure that everybody is aware and read it. So that's the reason why the corrections were done, and we just voted on the new amended contract for the superintendent.
That's correct, Mayor, and also, as you're aware, the labor attorney did apologize for the delay getting to you and indicate they would not happen again.
Yes, yes. So, and it was all in favor, right? Aye. At this time,
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor? Aye. I thank you, everyone, attending the February 19th meeting, 2015.